The Mauser Karabiner 98K was accepted as the standard service rifle of the German Wehrmacht during World War II. Millions of these rifles would be manufactured and used by Germany and its allies. In this video, we look at the rifle's use during the war and how it was a favourite used by German snipers. In 1934, a new military rifle was ordered for the German army. The K98 was created from previously designed rifles of the Mauser Manufacturing Company. The new design had a much shorter barrel length than previous designs. It featured a 600mm barrel with an effective firing range out to 500 meters. This rifle would utilize the 7.92 by 57mm rounds. It was a bolt-action rifle with an internal magazine. This could be loaded with 5 rounds attached to a stripper clip, or alternatively it could be loaded 1 round at a time. The rifle would have a turned-down bolt handle instead of a straight bolt like some of the other rifles of its time. This allowed the operator to move the bolt much quicker in a firing action, as well as the ability to mount optics above the receiver. The distinctive section you can see at the front here was actually a cleaning rod used during the maintenance of the firearm. Given the K98's incredible accuracy, it was selected for use by German snipers. A telescopic sight would be fitted, and this allowed these rifles to have an effective range out to 1,000 meters. Various versions of telescopic sights were created which had 4, 6 and 8 times zoom. Several different reticles or crosshairs were used, with some having compensators marked to allow for bullet drop. The rifles were slightly modified to allow for these sights to be attached, as the firearm was not specifically designed for this use. They were often mounted relatively high above the receiver. In the vicinity of 130,000 sniper rifles would be produced during the war. Perhaps the most famous German sniper of World War II was Matthias Hetzenauer. He was drafted into the German army when he was just 17 and would serve with the Mountain Rifle Reinforcement Battalion in Austria. In January 1943, he changed units and received training with mortars and artillery. During his training, his commanders noticed his skill for marksmanship. So in 1944 he was trained as a sniper. He would carry with him 2 rifles, one being the fairly new Gewehr 43, which was a semi-automatic rifle, again produced by Mauser. This had a telescopic sight affixed with a 4 times zoom. Although this weapon was also very accurate and effective, he also carried with him a K98. His version had a 6 times zoom for his sight, and he is believed to have favoured this over his Gewehr 43. Once his training was complete, he was deployed to the Eastern Front within Hungary and Slovakia. Here he saw action from August 1944. At this stage of the war, the Soviet forces were well and truly advancing towards Germany, so disrupting this advance was a high priority. Matthias was used to defend the mountain artillery units from Soviet snipers and machine guns. His preference, however, was to target bigger fish. He regularly went after Soviet commanders, where he would move through enemy lines and shoot at specific targets just to get to the commanding officer. Sometimes he would have to wait for hours in the cold snow before getting the chance to fire off one shot. He knew he had to be patient, and a single movement could give away his position. The furthest kill made by him during this time was 1.1 kilometers. From August 1944 to May 1945, Matthias had a total of 345 confirmed kills, which is more than 1 a day. Some snipers from other nations have higher confirmed kill counts. But what's remarkable about his story is that this was achieved in just 10 months. In May 1945, he would be captured by Soviet forces and released once the war was over. The majority of his kills are believed to have been with his K98. It goes to show that this rifle was an amazing firearm that, if put in the right hands, could have devastating effects on the enemy. It will certainly be remembered as one of the most effective rifles of World War II. As always guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to expand your knowledge and join the growing Premier History community.